You know that stomach-dropping feeling when you hear a vicious rumor about yourself? Like, the immediate instinct is to just start putting out fires.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
It is pure survival mode.
right. You want to text everyone, post a defense, try to control the narrative right that
Because
second.
public opinion feels so fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But today on the deep dive, we have a source that offers a completely different, honestly counterintuitive approach to crisis management.
It really does flip our modern instincts upside down.
It does. We are looking at an ancient text from the English Standard Version of the Bible, specifically Psalm 7.
Right, which is marked as a shigeon of David.
Yeah, and that is likely an ancient musical or liturgical term. And our mission today is to unpack this poem's surprising framework for handling false accusations and the search for objective justice.
And the catalyst for this text is actually pretty mysterious. It mentions the words of Cush, a Benjaminite.
Right. And we don't really know the exact gossip or rumor there, do we?
No, we don't. But the author clearly feels hunted. I mean, he is terrified. His pursuers are going to tear his soul apart like a lion, rending it in pieces.
Right. And instead of launching a counter-smear campaign, he makes this wild wager.
Very daring wager, yeah.
He basically says, if I actually did this terrible thing, if I repaid evil to my friend.
Or, as the original Hebrew perfectly captures it, the one at peace with me.
Exactly. He says, if I did that, then let the enemy completely destroy my life. Let them lay my glory in the dust.
Which is a huge thing to surrender.
Yeah, I have to admit, reading that, it feels incredibly naive. Like surrendering your defense and saying, well, if I am guilty, destroy me to an angry mob.
Right, it sounds like a terrible strategy if you are trying to survive a smear campaign today.
Exactly.
But see, if he were relying on the court of public opinion, yeah, it would be a total disaster.
Right.
But he is intentionally abandoning human justice because, it is failing him. Instead, he elevates his case to a cosmic courtroom.
Oh, the assembly of the peoples.
Yes. He calls for them to gather and demands to be judged by an objective, infallible standard of righteousness.
Okay, so I noticed something bizarre about how that standard is described.
Yeah.
When he asks for this objective judgment, the English text says God tests the minds and hearts.
Right.
But looking at the literal Hebrew, it says testing the hearts and kidneys. So wait, the kidneys. Why would an ancient text use an organ that literally just filters blood as the ultimate lie detector?
Well, it is a fascinating window into ancient psychology, actually, because, in many ancient cultures, the brain was not seen as the center of thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the internal organs, specifically the kidneys, were considered the literal seat of your conscience.
Wow.
They held your deepest emotions and your hidden motives. So to have your kidneys tested means exposing the unfiltered, absolute core of who you are.
Right, the true intentions you cannot fake with good PR.
Exactly.
So this cosmic judge sees past the spin directly to the hidden motives, which naturally raises the question, right? Once those hidden motives are exposed, what actually happens to the person launching the false accusations?
Well, the imagery becomes incredibly physical here. The author describes the malicious person as conceiving evil, being pregnant with mischief, and giving birth to lies.
Giving birth to lies, wow.
And then it shifts to a construction metaphor. The wicked man digs a deep pit only to fall right into the hole he scooped out himself. His violence descends on his own skull.
Okay, it is like a classic cartoon villain trap. Like someone painting a fake tunnel on a wall and then just running full speed right into it themselves.
That is a perfect way to picture it.
But let's be real for a second. In the modern world, the villain doesn't always fall into their own kit. I mean, sometimes the smear campaign works and ruins an innocent person's reputation. Is this ancient text just wishful thinking?
I mean, it is actually a really sharp observation about the mechanics of deceit. Think about the psychological toll of malice.
Right. Maintaining a web of lies requires an immense cognitive load.
Exactly. And acting in bad faith inherently alienates your allies over time. You start having to deceive the very people helping you.
Which creates paranoia.
Yes, the malice isolates the liar. It naturally digs the very pit they eventually fall into.
So it is like a computer infected by a virus it created itself. The malicious code takes up so much processing power that the system just inevitably crashes.
That is exactly it.
The destruction isn't necessarily a punishment from the outside. It is a built-in feature of the malice.
Precisely. The violence returning on their own head is just the natural conclusion of the toxic environment they built.
So for you listening, this ancient song actually offers a surprisingly durable framework when you are facing unfair attacks.
It really does.
It suggests, stating your integrity, trusting that truth is ultimately objective, and remembering that those who obsess over harming others usually end up sabotaging themselves.
It completely removes that exhausting burden of having to constantly destroy your accuser.
Right, which brings us right back to that frantic damage control we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
If malice truly operates like a self-crashing system, it leaves us with this question.
Which is?
Does true justice require us to furiously fight back against our adversaries, or simply to step aside and let the trap spring itself?